So you got problems. Don't we all? When we got problems. Small YouTuber like myself always got problems. Well, let's start it off at the top. Let's start with the age factor. Of course, I've seen many of videos with quite a few older ladies and gentlemen going around. I am skipping quite a few steps and I am talking improvised. I did make a few notes. And some people have more direct programming source than you do, than I do. And sometimes that fits them just right. I have something going on that has been just waiting to be shown. As I said before, for a couple of years, and it's still there because I haven't gone live with it yet. And I just made another potential video, all set, ready to go. But I keep changing the days because it's something that you have to feel. It's something that must make you feel better than what you've been doing. And sometimes that's the best way to start off if you're doing YouTube or if you're doing any social platform. Now, I only stick with YouTube. I haven't stuck with any others. I've been told that maybe I should try some of the other platforms at the same time. There are other many kind of reasons. But the main thing that I always look at, and it doesn't really sit right with me, I probably touched on it a long time ago, but one of them is the thumbnail. Let's talk about the thumbnails. High res thumbnail. So AI want to give me some thumbnails. Sometimes the thumbnails that I make, very crude, are okay. They're okay in my eyes because they're not really AI. I really pieced them together. And that's in Canva. I have also used Canva for partial AI, if you want to say that, before they even said it was AI. So I might use the main foundation, the template, change things around. But I not necessarily want to put my face on the thumbnail. Because I find it sometimes disingenuous. You have to do a lot of poses, and it takes a lot of time. Some of us don't have that kind of time. And that's why you must keep persisting on doing things your way, because sometimes it is difficult trying to make a thumbnail however which way they want it. I might eventually try one or two things, but usually the only thing that's AI is my thumbnail. The thumbnail, the thumbnail. I try to do certain things that sometimes don't work, and I even gone in and changed the AI a little bit. And sometimes I use the platform, period, whether it's on YouTube's vidIQ, which I use a lot. I've done a bunch of thumbnails in vidIQ to try to raise up my views and watch time. But sometimes I think those things look like a lie. It's not really what I want to portray. But yet I still use them once in a while. Or I convert them to what I feel is necessary to present for people to watch. Because it's still up to the other people to want to watch your video to see what you have to say. It doesn't have to be controversial. But then again, if there is one that's controversial, then that's okay. That is way, or that is the way it should be. Controversial thumbnails. Thumbnail maker, thumbnail changer, thumbnail modifier, thumbnail AI does all those things for you. Sometimes my title is in the thumbnail, and I put it down twice. So I have them in both places, but sometimes not. For instance, on this video, I changed the whole title. Even though the title is really on the thumbnail, I changed the basic title just to feel that I think people should watch. Thumbnails is one of the main problems. Now tags, I thought they was going to stop doing tags. But yet when I go into vidIQ and some of the other programs, they're still talking about tags. They're still saying I need such amount of tags, even though tags are not really used anymore. They don't do anything, even if you use hashtags in the title. They don't do anything for you. And how could they? Why should they? If they say it's not going to do anything, why should I go back into vidIQ, or why should I go back into the new YouTube format? Why should I go back into the YouTube format and change the tags? Or put tags in? Or copy tags from another program that's similar to that? Copy, paste, whatever. Why should I do those kinds of things? When they tell you they're not going to use tags anymore. Descriptions, I used to put down the type of equipment on there, but not right now. I don't have a bunch of equipment. It's basically my cell phone. I use my camcorder in the beginning if I want to put that in descriptions, but I just try to say in a short synopsis of what the video is about, kind of, sort of. But the best way is to look and learn, and that's how I do these videos. I look and learn, and then I make my videos, and then I begin to talk. But then going back to the thumbnail that I forgot to mention, I couldn't do the thumbnail on the stream, so I had to go back into YouTube and put the thumbnail in that way because it was showing my main banner. The banner speaks for itself. I have not changed the banner. I would like to change the banner. It's in the process, but I love that banner. But the descriptions, I use camcorders, 2 different type of camcorders. I don't have the newest camcorder. I used a cheap camera for moving videos, a very cheap one that I've had that's good really for still pictures, but it still worked for short videos, and a couple of cell phones. I use all those tools. So I don't even put those down in the descriptions. I have my own way of doing things. I did start off doing that, but I'm not doing that anymore. At least not right now. Like I always say, time, you do have to have time. And at my age, which I don't have to really foreclose right now, you can see the gray hairs on my head. I am not changing anything, basically, just learning something new. And that's what most people who started YouTube do. When you start a YouTube program, as I'm calling it, you find out that you can only do what you know how to do. And if you can do anything better than that, then so be it. Go ahead and do it because it might work out best for you. Now, some things I get better at quickly. However, I know I'm taking 2, 3, 4 steps back because this is how I first started. So I touch thumbnails, I touch tags, I touch descriptions. And usually I leave it at that. Now, of course, I might go back and change the thumbnail. But usually I leave it the way it is because that's the historical point of the thumbnail. Of course, when I first started, I did a lot of experimentation. I still do some experimentation, but only with AI, which I only do sparingly, but I'm doing more and more. I only did a little bit of AI on my short, where I made a moving picture, where I made a still picture move. So I could do that to a lot of videos that I want to do, and that probably was holding me up with a couple of other videos because it might be copyright. And if you notice, I don't put much music in my videos, only once in a while. The music is not really not what it's about. I love music, but it's not really what it's about. Now, you can have the blues. Again, we're talking about making things like thumbnails, scripts, and tags. You get blue because you get worn out trying to figure out what that is, even though it's simple. But you have other outside influences that interrupt the phases of what you're trying to present on YouTube. You've been doing it for a great deal, but things come up. Things come up small, they come up big, they come up when you're not ready, they come up when you are ready. Sometimes your pictures turn upside down because you have things on your mind you still haven't took the time out. The sunlight is in the way and you're taking a video upside down or vertical when that's not the way it comes out. And you know that sometimes when you're doing your walk or you're doing your drive or whatever, there's a certain amount of interference that makes your video look all blurry and messed up. And it still come out okay, but not quite the way you want it. You want it as clear as you see me now. So yes, you can get the blues because you get frustrated. You try all these different things, but yet you have other outside influences, problems, home problems, other kinds of problems. You're very busy. You're busy. You have errands to do. Can you incorporate it into your errands? Some of us can, some of us cannot. And then again, you want to stay true to your videos. And I have to repeat myself. You see your subscriber rates go up go down. You do a lot of shorts. You're not getting too much watch time. You change your mind here and there. But sometimes when you have a hot streak and your mind is working right, then that's when you put down them shorts. Regardless of it getting enough views or not, and definitely if it's not getting watch time. You get to the point where so be it, I'll go ahead and do it because I like doing YouTube, and that's what this is about. So you're slowing down a lot, you got all these problems around you, but you love doing what you do. You're working a full-time job, you're working a part-time job. Family matters, all those things, mechanical problems, all kinds of things. People are in the way. And that disrupts your creativeness. Some of us can get over that creative BS. You can get over the BS. Sometimes it takes you a while. And sometimes that part doesn't really bother you, but yet you're going through it anyway. So you're very busy, busy, busy. And you can also say this is sort of like a prequel, sequel to a video that's going to be up there for maybe another week, maybe another week after that, because that's one of the issues that I'm having, and that is health. Health is the number one thing that can stop you from being who you are. You can come on here and look sad, sick, and still do it. You can still have a smile. You can still say, I got to do my YouTube because this is what I'm embedded to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I have to do. Sometimes it feels like work, but it only feels like work because you run out of ideas. But have you really run out of ideas when maybe it's just the resources that you have and you can't fulfill those ideas? In my case, it's a vehicle. Sometimes I can't drive to various places. Of course, my eclectic, that means many different things. I think a lot of people have eclectic ideas. I see it with the most and the best of the YouTubers and the worst of the YouTubers, if you want to call best and the worst, or another so-so ran, whatever it is to you. But health is the common problem. It can slow you up, like I said. And then sometimes I have to go in it regardless of how I feel mentally, as well as physically, socially, and psychologically. All those things, even though it sounds like the same thing, that I want to do more. I like to be consistent. I've been slowing down just a little bit. And sometimes you just have so many tasks that you have to do that you probably have to do better in reserving what time you have to do your YouTube. Of course, I've done foods, I've done fast food, bankruptcies, zoos and gardens, which is my favorite, Very little shenanigans. I still don't say too much about the politicalness. Probably a waste of time. Travel wherever I can go. Since I'm a small YouTube channel, I think I'll always be a small YouTube channel, whether I have the views, the watch time, or not. Because I feel it is still a process. But then again, the process is I didn't know I would be able to even talk like this. There are a lot of people out there that are so afraid they don't want to put their face to the screen. And that's one of the main things. You have to put your face to the screen. But nothing, not necessarily on the thumbnail. I know they have faceless, or maybe you do a little bit of everything. Faceless videos. My faceless would just be on the thumbnail. So you have to always present yourself in a certain kind of way. Being a person who stutters, but yet you still can't see it very rarely. A person who had some Toastmasters. A person who used to be not confident in itself. I knew the confidence was there. I knew I can get up and speak in front of people. I knew I could do term paper reports. But you go through all those problems to get to where you are today. And now you have AI to assist you. It's been decades in the work. You use an Android computer. Maybe you should try a Mac. Or maybe you should try some other program within those systems. But whatever it is that's going to make you presentable, then go ahead and present yourself. It's always a showtime. Always. Sometimes you watch these sports programs and you wonder why the team gets behind. And you say, are they going to win one or are they going to be swept? Are they trying hard enough? So yes, I watched the second half, a third of the second half of the NBA Finals. There are two good teams, practically evenly matched. So can the other team win in their hometown so that it can go a little bit further? A lot of people think of teamwork as a bunch of individuals. But how about thinking of teamwork as a bunch of individuals in yourself? A bunch of individuals in yourself, because we do have many phases of personality. It's when it gets out of phase that maybe some people think we're crazy. But sometimes we have to act crazy so that people can get out of your way, so that you can enjoy being your own creative endeavor. You don't have to be anyone special, but you like getting on YouTube talking. You like showing some progress. And if your progress is still the same, like mine, you got a step 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 steps back. Who cares? But you're coming on here, and if you're willing to listen, those out there, maybe you'll start a YouTube channel of your own. That would be good to know that I can help somebody start a YouTube. It's like being a teacher without being a teacher. It's like, what are those terms that they use? That sometimes I hate hearing it because are those people really good role models? You know the word I'm thinking about. Content creator. Is this content creating? Or are content creators the one who look like they always got a lot of money? And when I hear what's on the news that YouTubers are in the limelight, content creators are in the limelight more than anybody else, sometimes I think it cheapens the whole idea of what a content creator is about. And that's why I watch quality people when they speak. Because even if eloquency is not your style, you can still learn how to be eloquent in your own kind of way. And that's being confident in every way that you know how. You can use whatever means necessary to get over the public. Hopefully, you have some admirers. That'd be great. But you can show off every now and then. You can show off that you're not afraid to come on live or not live. As I used to say when I first started, Memorex, still do a lot of that. That's what video and then sharing it is. But you can come on live. It's not Memorex, but it could be Memorex after the fact. When you replay and replay and replay over again, that you hope that someone can see exactly what you are trying to do. And that is, oh, the other word popped in my mind, influencer. You can be creative. I'll go again, creative. Content creator or an influencer. Content influencer, creator, all those things roll into one. You can have some ha-ha moments. The thing about it is, I don't like people messing up my parade. And that is the truth. Because if there's any kind of messing up, I want to do it myself. I'll clean up my own mess. There might be a time where some other people might want to help me clean up the mess. But until that time comes, I'm going to be sitting right here. I'm going to be out in the field doing what I like to do. And that's going out there doing YouTube. Regardless of all the things that make you uncomfortable, that make you feel like you're not doing anything whatsoever, that gives you the blues. The blues Like to say it could be the clue. I just made that up. The blues can be the clues. The blues clues that's been pushed around even in a program, a child program, but an adult program as well. You're not really copying anybody because it's all part of the same language. Any part of this video you think is weird, you go ahead and have at it. The point is that somebody, they always say if you can influence one person. No, I don't want to influence just one person. But maybe that one person can influence the world. But if I can influence the world a little bit in a much positive light than most, then I definitely will. This is Robert Schaff. I'll see you in my next video when I get this hair. Maybe it's part of a fruit. I don't know. Out of my tongue. I'll see you in my next video. Have a great evening. Be consistent, regardless of how bad things around you are, including yourself. Start from the beginning, go to the end, go to the end, go back to the beginning, and hit the bullseye whenever you can. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night, a good day, or whatever. See you later.